Oh my God, we had our job report this morning at 8:30 and it sucked. It showed there was only 73,000 jobs were created versus expectation was 104,000 uh, jobs expected for this month. Prior month numbers were also revised. Unemployment was in line with the expectations. And this is going to have the rate cuts. The treasury rates have been plummeted. 10-year treasury is down, 5 years is down, and this has increased the possibility of September rate cut from 42% to 74% now. As Jerome Powell said, that we are lucky that he's not raising rates. I think he lied to us and he deceived us. If you watch my videos regularly, you know I've been saying it for like 6 months now that we are 2 to 3 rate cuts behind, and that's exactly what this data showed, that we are 2 to 3 rate cuts behind. The next FOMC meeting is on September 17th, and that's where Jerome Powell is going to tell us what he's going to do. I'm afraid that he might say, I'm going to bring the rates to 0%. If that happens, it's going to crash economy one more time. And Jerome Powell and the Fed is going to turn on the money printer, and they're going to liquidate dollar again, which is going to cause loss of inflation, and us and our coming generations are going to pay the price of their negligence again. They're overpaid slow pokes, as Donald Trump calls them, too slow, uh, and good for nothing department that exists. If you watch my videos on banking, currency, and finance on regularly, you know how much I oppose having a central bank and also having a Federal Reserve, because they're both causing the economic chaos not only in this world, but not only in this country, but across the globe, because of their stupid policies and because of the fiat currency printing, which they don't even have. Like the Federal Reserve is the only institution that has $0 in their balance sheet, and they're lending people money on high interest rate, and they're diluting the fiat currency whenever there's an economic crisis, and those economic crises are actually created by Federal Reserve and central bank. So these two institutions should not even exist. I feel like the last meeting that Jerome Powell did, it was just to kind of give middle finger to Donald Trump. He did everything against what Donald Trump wants him to do. He wasn't being rational. It was the decision made off of his personal grudge against Donald Trump. Not that I'm a pro Donald Trump, but you don't make decisions, economic decisions, based off of what kind of problems you have with your president. You're supposed to make decisions based off of what the economic data looks like. And he said that he is going to, he sounded very hawkish, and that's kind of made the market wonder what's going on. Now that we have more certainty what's going to happen, I think the market is expecting the rate cut in September. The volatility is usually good for the market, but it did put a lot of downward pressure because that shows there's economic trouble coming ahead. And it's probably because of the Jerome Powell's monetary policy negligence that they have showed. So that's that. Market is going to be volatile for a little while now until maybe September, when they have their next FOMC meeting. And then depending on what Fed Chair Jerome Powell would say in that meeting, what the rate cut he's going to do, I think that's going to decide which direction the market is going to go. Everything dropped this morning, including Tesla. Tesla went down to $297, but it's recovering. Market is coming back up. The problem is, every time something happens, market goes down, then it comes back up, but then some other bad news come up, and then it's just not helping the market whatsoever. um, the housing market is going to crash one more time because the interest rates are going to go down, in my personal opinion, and there will be liquidity in housing market, which is going to increase the prices of the real estate, and it's going to cause another chaos, and then there'll be more inflation, then they'll pause the rate, then they'll probably do the same thing, and you just get stuck into this vicious cycle of their nonsense. They're overpaid, too many employees working for Federal Reserve, too much freedom has been given to them, and they're taking advantage of it. And I think this institution needs to go, central bank needs to go. We should have a decentralized economy, free markets. That's my agenda, and I think that's what's going to solve majority of our economic problems, not only in this country but also across the globe, because US being involved with so many other countries and trades, etc., I think that doesn't help with the economy of with the global economy in general. And with Trump tariff, of course, being another problem, that doesn't help at all either. But now that economic crash is happening and market is down, it's going to kind of make Donald Trump a little nervous, and he will try to ease his tariff policies on different countries because he is pro stock market and he wants the stock market to do well. So I think this will make him a little nervous, and then he will go ahead and ease his policies, his fiscal policies, and then he is going to help the market come back up. If that happens and he eases the policies, I think that will be very good for the market and for the economy in general. And I think he is going to push um, Jerome Powell to cut the rate ASAP. We also see the Waller came up this morning and he tried to justify, of course, in the background, he doesn't agree with Jerome Powell. He was of the opinion that we should have rate cut in July, which I think, in my opinion, was a very good option. As I mentioned, if you watch my video, I always say we are 2 to 3 rate cuts behind, not us, like, Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, and they should have cut the rates long time ago, and they should not have paused it. But I think they were just going on this cold war with the president and with the Federal Reserve, and they were just trying to do everything what Donald Trump didn't want them to do, because they want to make a point that we are above and free from all of this political agendas that are taking place. But they should have looked at how the economy is doing. The economy was pretty strong all along, and we were afraid that if they take too long, that is going to cause recession. And I think that's where we're headed, and that's why market is very nervous. I don't think we're still gonna hit the recession. I think they should do a September rate cut, and then October and November they should do cut, maybe pause and then cut in December, and that will kind of solve lots of our problems. But if the things keep going on the way they are going, I think it's going to cause even more economic crash, and they will have to bring the rates to 0% in September. Uh, that's that. I think market is going to be volatile. It's a good buy the dip opportunity, by the way, if you have money sitting on the sideline. Not a personalized financial advice, but I think this will help you grow your wealth, because when there is a slump and slope down in the stock market, that's a good time to enter into some of the good quality stocks. And then you can, like, for example, Tesla, Nvidia, Palantir, Google, Meta, all these good companies. And then you can make some money within a couple of months once the market recovers, which it is going to recover once Jerome Powell announces September rate cut. I think that's going to have a positive impact on the stock market. I hope this video helped. Please give my video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Until next one, take care.